Rita Levi-Montalcini OMRI OMCA born on the 22nd of April 1909 and died on the 30th of December 2012. Was an Italian Nobel laureate, honored for her work in neurobiology. She was awarded the 1986 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine jointly with colleague Stanley Cohen for the discovery of nerve growth factor. From 2001 until her death, she also served in the Italian Senate as a senator for life. This honor was given due to her significant scientific contributions. On April 22, 2009, she became the first Nobel laureate to reach the age of 100. And the event was feted with a party at Rome's City Hall. Levi-Montalcini was born on April 22, 1909 in Turin, to Italian Jewish parents with roots dating back to the Roman Empire. She and her twin sister Paola were the youngest of 4 children. Her parents were Adele Montalcini, a painter, and Adamo Levi, an electrical engineer and mathematician, whose families had moved from Asti and Casal Monferrato, respectively, to Turin at the turn of the 20th century. In her teenage years, she considered becoming a writer and admired Swedish writer Selma Lagerlöf. But after seeing a close family friend die of stomach cancer, she decided to attend the University of Turin Medical School. Her father discouraged his daughters from attending college, as he feared it would disrupt their potential lives as wives and mothers, but eventually he supported Levi-Montalcini's aspirations to become a doctor. While she was at the University of Turin, the neurohistologist Giuseppe Levi sparked her interest in the developing nervous system. After graduating summa cum laude M.D. in 1936, Montalcini remained at the university as Levi's assistant, but her academic career was cut short by Benito Mussolini's 1938 Manifesto of Race and the subsequent introduction of laws barring Jews from academic and professional careers. Levi-Montalcini lost her assistant position in the anatomy department after a 1938 law barring Jews from university positions was passed. During World War II, she set up a laboratory in her bedroom in Turin and studied the growth of nerve fibers in chicken embryos, discovering that nerve cells die when they lack targets, and laying the groundwork for much of her later research. She described this experience decades later in the science documentary film Death by Design / The Life and Times of Life and Times, 1997. The film also features her fraternal twin sister Paola, who became a respected artist best known for her aluminum sculptures designed to bring light to the rooms due to the reflective white surface. When the Germans invaded Italy in September 1943, her family fled south to Florence, where they survived the Holocaust, under false identities, protected by some non-Jewish friends. During the Nazi occupation, Levi-Montalcini was in contact with the partisans of the Action Party. After the liberation of Florence in August 1944, she volunteered her medical expertise for the Allied Health Service. Her family returned to Turin in 1945. In September 1946, Levi-Montalcini was granted a 1-semester research fellowship in the laboratory of Professor Victor Hamburger at Washington University in St. Louis. He was interested in 2 of the articles Levi-Montalcini had published in foreign scientific journals. After she duplicated the results of her home laboratory experiments, Hamburger offered her a research associate position, which she held for 30 years. It was there that, in 1952, she did her most important work, isolating nerve growth factor, NGF, from observations of certain cancerous tissues that cause extremely rapid growth of nerve cells. By transferring pieces of tumors to chick embryos, Montalcini established a mass of cells that was full of nerve fibers. The discovery of nerves growing everywhere like a halo around the tumor cells was surprising. When describing it, Montalcini said it is, like rivulets of water flowing steadily over a bed of stones. The nerve growth produced by the tumor was unlike anything she had seen before. The nerves took over areas that would become other tissues and even entered veins in the embryo. But nerves did not grow into the arteries, which would flow from the embryo back to the tumor. This suggested to Montalcini that the tumor itself was releasing a substance that was stimulating the growth of nerves. She was made a full professor in 1958. In 1962, she established a second laboratory in Rome and divided her time between there and Street Louis. In 1963, she became the first woman to receive the Max Weinstein Award, given by the United Cerebral Palsy Association, due to her significant contributions into neurological research. From 1961 to 1969, she directed the Research Center of Neurobiology of the Corner, Rome, and from 1969 to 1978, the Laboratory of Cellular Biology. After she retired in 1977, she was appointed as director of the Institute of Cell Biology of the Italian National Council of Research in Rome. She later retired from that position in 1979, however continued to be involved as a guest professor. Levi-Montalcini founded the European Brain Research Institute in 2002, and then served as its president. Her role in this institute was at the center of some criticism from some parts of the scientific community in 2010. Controversies were raised about the cooperation of Levi-Montalcini with the Italian pharmaceutical concern Fidia. While working for Fidia, she improved the understanding of gangliosides. Beginning in 1975, she supported the drug chronosyl, a particular mixture of gangliosides, produced by Fidia from bovine brain tissue. Independent studies showed that the drug actually could be successful in treatment of intended diseases, peripheral neuropathies. Years later, some patients under treatment with chronosyl reported a severe neurological syndrome, Guillain-Barré syndrome. As per the normal cautionary routine, Germany banned chronosyl in 1983, followed by other countries. Italy prohibited the drug only in 1993. At the same time, an investigation revealed that Fidia paid the Italian Ministry of Health for a quick approval of chronosyl and later paid for pushing use of the drug in treatment of diseases where it had not been tested. Levi-Montalcini's relationship with the company was revealed during the investigation, and she was criticized publicly. In the 1990s, she was one of the first scientists pointing out the importance of the mast cell in human pathology. In the same period, 1993, she identified the endogenous compound palmitoylethanolamide as an important modulator of this cell. Understanding this mechanism initiated a new era of research into this compound, which has resulted in more discoveries regarding its mechanisms and benefits, a far better understanding of the endocannabinoid system, and new liposomal palmitoylethanolamide product formulations designed specifically for improved absorption and bioavailability. Levi-Montalcini earned a Nobel Prize along with Stanley Cohen in 1986 in the Physiology or Medicine category. The two earned their Nobel Prizes for their research into the nerve growth factor, NGF, the protein that causes cell growth due to stimulated nerve tissue. Levi-Montalcini never married and had no children. In a 2006 interview she said, "I never had any hesitation or regrets in this sense. My life has been enriched by excellent human relations, work and interests. I have never felt lonely." She died in her home in Rome on December 30, 2012 at the age of 103. Upon her death, the mayor of Rome, Gianni Ailmano, stated it was a great loss for all of humanity. He praised her as someone who represented civic conscience, culture and the spirit of research of our time. Italian astrophysicist Margherita Hack told Sky TG24 TV in a tribute to her fellow scientist, "She is really someone to be admired." Italy's premier, Mario Monti, paid tribute to Levi-Montalcini's charismatic and tenacious character and for her lifelong endeavor to defend the battles in which she believed. Vatican spokesman Federico Lombardi praised Levi-Montalcini's civil and moral efforts, saying she was an inspiring example for Italy and the world. Thanks for watching HerStory channel. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe our channel.